All right, let's dive into something that so many of us are after: financial freedom. Now, this isn't about becoming some kind of Wall Street wizard overnight. Nope. This is about giving you a simple, clear roadmap to finally master your money so you can start living life completely on your own terms.
Does this question hit a little too close to home? You know, if you've ever felt just totally lost, or stressed out, or just plain confused about where your money is actually going, you are so not alone. That feeling of being overwhelmed, that's where almost everyone starts. But the good news is, it doesn't have to be where you finish.
And this just says it all, doesn't it? This is a real story, and I bet it sounds familiar to a lot of you. That whole cycle of getting paid, feeling rich for maybe 5 minutes, and then somehow you're broke again swiping credit cards. It's such a frustrating trap, but just recognizing that you're in it, that's the very first step to getting out.
So how exactly do we break out of that trap? Well, we need a plan, a real plan. Think of it like a blueprint for your financial life. You need a map and a compass. We're about to break down the core pillars of personal finance that are going to guide every single money decision you make from this day forward.
First things first, budgeting. Now, let's just get one thing straight right off the bat. A budget is not a financial straitjacket. It's not about what you can't have. It's actually the opposite. It's about empowerment. It's the difference between looking at your bank account and wondering where it all went, and proactively giving every single dollar a specific job to do for you. And if you're not sure where to start, a framework like the 50-30-20 rule is an absolutely fantastic starting point. It's so simple. 50% of your income goes to your absolute needs: rent, food, you know the drill. 30% is for your wants, the fun stuff that makes life worth living. And then a non-negotiable 20% goes to your future self. That's your savings and your debt-crushing fund. It's a really balanced approach that just works.
Okay, before you even think about tackling huge debts or jumping into investing, you need a safety net. Your first goal should be this number right here, $1,000. This is your mini emergency fund. This little pile of cash is the buffer between you and a full-blown disaster when the car breaks down or you get an unexpected bill. It's a totally achievable first goal, and hitting it builds some serious momentum.
So once that safety net is tucked away, it is time to go to war with debt. And this slide shows the two big schools of thought on how to do it. The debt snowball is all about those quick, psychological wins. You knock out the smallest debts first, and that feels amazing, which keeps you motivated. On the other hand, the debt avalanche is the mathematically correct way. You'll save more money in the long run by tackling the highest interest rates first. So the real question isn't which one is better, it's which one will you actually stick with.
And this visual brilliantly illustrates why your single greatest asset in building wealth isn't how much money you have, it's how much time you have. Just look at the difference a single decade makes. That's the mind-blowing magic of compound interest. The exact same $5,000 investment is worth double just because it was started 10 years earlier. This isn't about being a stock market genius, it's just about getting in the game early.
Okay, let's talk about a word that gets a really bad rap: frugality. A lot of people hear it and they think it means being cheap or, depriving yourself of everything fun, but that's a total myth. True frugality isn't about deprivation at all. It's about being intentional. It's just making sure your spending actually lines up with what you truly value. This comes from the story of a single mom named Sarah, and it's the absolute key to making frugality work. It's all about a mindset shift. The second she stopped playing the comparison game and just focused on her own goals and her family's needs, everything started to change. It all starts up here, in your head.
And once you've got that mindset dialed in, you can make these huge, game-changing choices. Housing: could you downsize or get a roommate? Food: trust me, meal planning is a superpower. Transportation: could you go from 2 cars down to 1? See, these aren't about cutting out your daily coffee. These are the big, impactful changes that can free up hundreds or even thousands of dollars every single month.
This might be the single most important lesson of the whole shebang. The discipline to delay gratification. Learning to say no. No to the impulse buy. No to keeping up with the latest trends. No to anything that pulls you away from your long-term vision. Because every single time you say no to something that doesn't really matter, you're saying a massive yes to your own financial freedom.
Okay, so we've covered the theory, the mindset, the tools, but knowledge without action is pretty much useless, right? So let's shift gears and get into a super simple 5-step action plan that you can literally start the second this is over.
Here it is. It's that simple. 1. Assess. You got to know your numbers, your income, your debt, all of it. 2. Set goals. This is your why. It's what keeps you going.
3. Create that budget. The 50-30-20 rule is a perfect place to start. 4. Cut one big expense. Go for a big win to see an immediate impact. And 5. Start small. Just pick one new frugal habit and master it. That's it. That's your starting line.
So, after all this, why are we even doing it? The budgeting, the saying no, the meal planning. What's the actual prize at the end of this quest? We hear the term financial freedom thrown around a lot, but what does it really truly mean?
And this is the heart of it all. Financial freedom is not about being rich or having a giant mansion. It's about peace. It's the freedom to make life choices based on your passions instead of your bills. It's the security of knowing that if an emergency pops up, you can handle it. It's about sleeping soundly because money is no longer a source of constant stress, but a tool that helps you live your life.
Look, at the end of the day, we all have a money story. For a lot of us, it's a story of stress and struggle that was kind of written for us by our circumstances. But by using these principles, you get to pick up the pen. You get to decide what the next chapter looks like. So the only real question left is, what's your money story going to be?